screen's not showing there. Know that.
Yeah, come on.
Go.
All right, we're live. Yeah.
Let's go.
All right, let's go. Keep it rolling. One more. Yeah. Gino, we're live. This is like, it's like when you go into the stadium, the away team, you come out the tunnel, and they're just going in, they're like yelling at you. I do feel that same level of intensity right now.
Yeah, did you do that a lot?
Yeah,
Like,
listen.
You've had that experience a lot going
great high school
through it.
basketball career.
Yes,
great
you did.
high school basketball career. Everyone knows that.
This is wonderful. We're at Work in Progress over here in Boulder, Small Agency of the Year winner last year.
Yeah, I
Love it. We got a great crowd.
And it's presented by Tatari. Shout out to Tatari.
Yeah.
Please, just give them a look. Give them a look. That's all we ask. Exclusive data partners, tracksuit, and shout out to IAB Creator Fronts. Gino, our first story, before we get into talking about who the guests are going to be, new Instagram logo. Did you guys see this? Did everyone see this? What do we think? Quick reaction. We got some.
Raise your hand if you liked it.
Some thumbs up. Yeah,
Raise your hand if you did not like it.
Nobody raised their hand.
Nobody
for
raised
not
their
liking
hand.
it.
They might not have seen it, and that's okay. We're looking at it right here, right now,
Gino,
Jack.
what do you think about
I'm
this?
not a big fan.
Thumbs down from Gino.
Not a big fan.
What's the R? Look at
I
that
don't
R.
know.
That
It
is
kind of
not
looks like
nice.
a half, like the pi symbol. You know,
Yeah.
You remember the math class, 3.14159?
Yeah.
Well, it looks like it took half of that. So whatever that is divided by 2.
That would be 1.56.
God, we're doing math in an ad agency. That's not allowed.
Yeah, you think about the old one. It's all cursive. I saw the old one. They obviously have the side by side, and it did bring me back 2016. Closer, Chainsmokers, obviously a classic song here in Boulder. But it did bring me back, and so I don't hate the idea of a new logo for Instagram.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it doesn't really matter because I don't even know what the Instagram logo is to begin with.
That's okay.
Thank you.
That's okay. Well, I don't know who made it, but change is good. Let's wish them the best.
The only thing constant is change, and I've always said that.
You've always said that. It says that every day.
We got some guests that we want to talk about. We got a great lineup for everyone if we want to pull that up. We got our guests. It's Matt Talbot and Evan Russack are going to be joining us at the start if we want to make them more fun. Hometown team.
Co-founders of Work in Progress here.
Yeah, and then we got Stephen Martell and Jason Kreher, a couple legends. Talking experiential. They won experiential small agency of the year.
You know what I'm going to ask them about? Because we see like the giant hairball in New York City. We're seeing all this crazy stuff, like a person in a billboard, these activations. They're getting so much buzz. What's the ROI on this? Or does it actually convert to sales?
ROI is the question that we'll be asking.
ROI. So I'm excited about that combo.
And then Rich North. Rich North is a freelancer, but he also writes for the New Yorker doing the cartoons.
He's the cartoonist.
He's the cartoonist. Isn't that cool? I feel like that's pretty cool. I would have liked a little bit more of a response from the audience at that moment, but that's okay.
All
but
right.
I was hoping that they would boo when we said the other guests.
Competitors over there. I like that.
That would have been good. Dave's Hot Chicken is up for review, Gino. I want to talk about this real quick. Dave's Hot Chicken, we all know it. I feel like I don't know if I've ever had it.
Never had it.
Dave's Hot Chicken, rumor has it, 3 agencies left vying for that big work at Dave's Hot Chicken. New CMO alert about 10 months ago. And they also brought on Horizon Media last year to be the media agency of record. Your thoughts on that, thinking about Dave's Hot Chicken, gonna have some big work coming soon, inevitably.
It's a cult brand. I think people follow it, they love it, so I think they're gonna need an independent agency, Jack.
Oh, wow.
I do think that, and I look at some of the agencies, a Work in Progress could be a good one. I don't know if they're in the review, they might not be saying it. Well, maybe we'll ask the co-founders of Work in Progress today live.
That's why we do it live.
I think of like a Party Land could be a good one, and I also think of like a Quality Meats could be a good one as well for this. But 3 agencies in the review, we don't know who's in it, but when we find out, when we know, you'll know Gino on the show.
Dave's Hot Chicken, does it have to be funny? Do you think, when I think of Dave's Hot Chicken, I expect like at this point, any sort of fast food to kind of lean on the side of being like humorous or like slapstick almost?
Yeah, I don't know the brand too well, but however it's built.
That's an insight.
Yeah.
How about that?
I don't know. I don't know
what
think
it
they have
stands
it.
for.
Do they even have it in New York?
Dave's Hot Chicken?
Or Boulder?
There's a Dave's Hot Chicken in Denver.
Okay. Is it a funny
I
brand?
think we got, now this is like our 3rd seat. We just got a 3rd seat. There's someone sitting right here that's just honestly closer to the camera than we are, but there's a Dave's Hot Chicken in Denver, Gino.
Yeah. Well, it's got to be, all right, to answer your question, yes, it's got to be funny. It's got to be a funny positioning for them.
Yeah, I see it. I like it. You know, they brought in a new CMO recently. Like I said, I DM'd him on LinkedIn to say, "Can you come on the show?" And he has not responded. But listen, someone that comes over, I believe, his name's Brandon Roten. In his headline, he said, "Built Wendy's digital/social."
Oh.
So it's laying the groundwork for Wendy's and what they're doing there. So this is an operator, I would say, Gino. Operator with a capital O. But a lot of things on the horizon for Dave's Hot Chicken.
3 agencies working hard on that one. We'll see who comes out the winner there.
That's right, Gino.
What else we cooking on today, Jack?
This Patron work.
Yeah.
Patron new campaign. We were talking about it. I believe they're in the press release. There's a large campaign and then 3 sub campaigns.
I'll tell you what. I'm trying to piece this together here. The whole messaging is they only have 3 ingredients, and that's agave, yeast, and water. No additives, no BS added to it. So they tapped in the agency. That would be BBH. And I'm trying to break this down. They've got a campaign. There's like 3 sub campaigns in it as well. We can show some of these images here, but like they have like this long form copy of all the stuff that they don't include compared to their competitors. Then they have this one as like, the brand bottle, so they'll have like bees over it. They're basically hiding the form of the bottle because you already know it.
Yeah.
And then there's a third one too, where there's like typos as well.
Okay, so I've seen the typo one in New York, and you go to the website, whythetypo.com, and then what does it say? It says, it's like, I don't even remember.
I know, I can kind of piece this together. It's basically saying like,
use your freaking brain.
I gotta get this right. I gotta get this right. I get a little nervous. We got a big crowd here. But it's basically saying like we don't mess up our true ingredients. We might have messed up the typo on the billboard, but we have like the clear ingredients that we never mess up.
A little bit of a cold refreshments, mischief, Super Bowl. Does it remind you of that?
Yeah, it absolutely does, Jack.
Remember that? Do you remember that game that you'd play as a kid where it would be like you'd read the paragraph and the first letter and the last letter were correct, but then everything in the middle was all jumbled, but you could still read it.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh my God, your brain is so good it can like fill in the gaps that
Totally.
way. So my concern is that what if people don't catch the typos because they're just like they're moving past it and they catch it and they're like, I already in New York, I read it, my brain's so smart, my brain is very smart, so I wouldn't even catch the typo because I'm not even thinking that way.
You know, BBA should have consulted you beforehand.
I say this all the time.
Yeah. Would you do that? Would you consult agencies?
No.
Would they want your consulting? I don't think so.
Well, whether they want it or not, I'm going to give it to them. So it's kind of
They're
like
going to hear about it on the live
pitch.
show.
Yeah, that's. But yeah,
I'll tell you what.
BBH.
The whole thing with Patron now, I have a better association with it being clean and like no BS ingredients. That works for me for that.
There was a rumor at our college bar, the Red Lion in Champaign, Illinois, that the tequila was actually tequila flavored vodka.
Ugh.
So,
no wonder why I'm a little messed up now.
You're messed up for multiple reasons, but I don't know if one of them is the tequila flavored vodka that you're drinking, but that's exactly what this reminded me of. But going down this route, Patron probably appealing to the more luxurious audience. So you gotta be like, if I am a well-to-do individual, high class, the last thing I need is additives.
No additives.
In my Patron.
No.
And now I know that there's not.
Now you know there's not. Thanks to BBH. Nice job to them.
BBH jersey on that one.
It's all over.
I want to, let's get into the data. Can we get into the data real quick?
Yeah.
Do you mind? Because shout out Tracksuit, by the way. Shout out to Tracksuit. They helped us here. They're exclusive data partner of the show. They've got some stats for us. Speaking of alcohol,
let's keep the booze train rolling.
Yeah.
That's what I used to say early in the morning.
All right, we got Cutwater, Gino. What do you know about Cutwater?
I know a lot. I know that they just announced that they have a Super Bowl commercial. This is owned by AB InBev, first brand to announce a Super Bowl commercial. They're in it, and they're growing. It's the fastest growing alcohol brand, period.
Do you want to, this is kind of an interesting
You ever have one of these? Because what I would recommend is just one.
I had one Cutwater last weekend, and I fell down the stairs. I legitimately fell down the stairs.
You're on the 5th floor walk up. So that was a lot of stairs.
I fell down every stair. But interesting, Cutwater's U.S. awareness jumped from 23% to 34% in 12 months.
Okay, that's great. You can, we increase the awareness, but what about the rest of the funnel, Jack?
That's a good question. That was not scripted, by the way. Listen, awareness jumps from 23 to 34%, consideration 14 to 23%, claim usage 9 to 15%, and preference 5 to 10%. You add up all those things, that's how you become the fastest growing alcohol brand in the world.
Yep.
Or in North America.
Let's go world.
Let's just say the world. Might as well.
World.
But to me, obviously, we talked about last week, Cutwater. It's something right, and they kind of like have the virality part of it.
Oh, yeah.
Which we kind of made the comparison to Buzzballs, where it became this viral thing. But the difference seems that you do the viral Cutwater challenge. I'm sure Cutwater would never, obviously, promote that kind of behavior.
What was the Cutwater? What is it?
I think Ellie were saying it was you just drink 4 of them. You drink the 4-pack.
On TikTok.
Yeah.
I think it's on TikTok. You would try to drink 4 of them.
Yeah, you drink 4 of them.
And I do not recommend that. That is like a good way to not be okay.
Yeah, that's right.
There's 12% ABV. Please drink responsibly.
Yeah, but my thing is, I imagine you get the virality of that, but then people probably actually liked it. They were like, oh, actually,
well, you get the virality, and then you have AB InBev that's just like
the
a
machine.
They can increase their distribution. The volume went up. The margins probably went up as well, which also led to them getting a PGA Tour official canned cocktail partner.
They go through a bajillion of those on any given tournament, right?
Yeah, you have to. Yeah,
The canned cocktail game is something that really came by surprise. We went to a concert last weekend.
Yeah.
Canned cocktails, everyone's drinking. You got to have some variation of. It's always 5 words at least, and it's like strawberry, pear, martini, old fashioned, deluxe. And then you drink that for 5 hours straight.
The Cutwater brand, which the Martin Agency works with that. This is an advertising and marketing show.
Right.
So I want to make sure they get that. They have a banana mudslide flavor. I tried it.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a dessert.
Oh.
It's delicious.
A little sugary action.
Oh, yeah.
Banana
I poured some out. It's
mudslide.
like creamy.
Really?
Yeah.
Like frothy?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Anyways, so they're moving. So Cutwater's doing well. They're moving all phases of the funnel here. A lot of growth. AB InBev, fastest growing alcohol brand. And then you know what they said? We're not done yet. Let's toss this thing in the Super Bowl, supercharge it, gasoline on the fire. I like the move.
I like that move too. Another move that we're gonna love. You're gonna love this move. New brand mascot just dropped. This is why you get up out of bed in the morning. You wake up, I saw this headline, I jumped out of bed. I screamed. And because of the news that Crocs, everyone's favorite brand, now has crocodile. Nile, the crocodile for Crocs. It comes after Liberty Bibbity, the new thing that looks like Gino, just dropped, and now we have another brand mascot.
We got the creative director, Brett Beatty. Brett, you are live on the Break Entering show. Is that okay that we talk to you live right now in front of an audience?
Absolutely.
Yes. Hey, just want to say congrats on the new Croc mascot. What is his name? Nile? Nile, day 1 launch here. Niles.
Gino.
We gotta change the graphic.
It just dropped. You gotta give us some grace. It just dropped.
So Brett, congrats on the launch here. Tell us about it. Why create a mascot for Crocs?
Well, Crocs has entered their 25th anniversary, and they actually came to us at Talon and had this idea for a mascot. And with them, we developed Niles. We actually took a look, at Crocs themselves. For the last 25 years, there's been the emblem on the shoe of the icon, the Niles, the icon, and it's exactly where we started. And so we decided to bring him to life and gave him a name and a backstory and we we've got a fun content series coming up. We have weekly episodes that are going to be rolling out starting today. And yeah, it was a lot of fun looking at the Fox team and giving Miles a backstory and giving him his personality and touching that.
Brand persona question for you.
Here we go.
If Niles, what would Niles like to do on the weekend? Free time.
Jeez.
It's a brand persona question.
All right.
What would Niles like to do on the weekend? Niles is just like all of us working but I think he liked to kick back with his buddies, maybe get some golf. So it's a great question. We'll see. We'll see where some of these episodes take him, and we might just reveal some of his hobbies.
I love it.
Can we ask Niles to come on the show at some point? Would that be okay if we requested that Niles come on the Breaking and Entering live show to speak with us?
That would be excellent. The one thing about Niles is he doesn't talk. So
we'll see about that.
Yeah, you might. It might be a little tough getting some things out of him, but he communicates in other ways. So I think it'd be a lot of fun.
They say that communication is 80% things that you don't say.
Ooh, yes.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh, Brett, thank you so much.
Brett, thank you so much. Congrats to you and the rest of the Callan team, and for Crocs on the new mascot. Round of applause.
All right, yeah, Brett. So, I mean, that was an exclusive. I believe we can call that an exclusive Breaking and Entering interview.
So when
we make the clip, guys, let's make sure it says like really bold letters, like Breaking and Entering exclusive.
Yeah,
exclusive
absolutely.
to Breaking and Entering. Okay, great. So we got that cleared up.
That was good. I'm happy he answered.
Did you not think he was going to answer?
You never know.
You never know. That's
never
why we
know.
do it live. Shout out to Tatari. Can we do an ad read real quick?
Yeah,
Is that okay if we do an ad read?
here.
All right. If you're an agency, you've had this conversation, your client's maxed out on paid social and search, and they're asking what's next. For a lot of brands, the answer is TV. But whether your agency is new to TV or already buying CTV, building a complete offering can mean adding more partners, more platforms, and more reporting complexity. Tatari gives agencies a simpler way in, whether you want full service control or a more hands-on partnership where Tatari's team runs point. You plan, buy, and measure linear TV, streaming, and online video in one platform without handing off the client relationship or building a large specialized TV team. Gino, bring us home.
Yeah, listen, you keep the client relationship, you create new revenue opportunities, and give clients another scalable channel when their existing media starts to plateau. And because Tatari buys directly from publishers, more of the budget goes towards media instead of unnecessary ad tech fees. Today, more than 400 brands and agencies trust Tatari to plan, buy, and measure TV. Take DAC. DAC is a full funnel media agency that used Tatari to bring linear and streaming together for its clients. They unlocked premium inventory that programmatic buying alone couldn't reach and saw double-digit growth in both customer accounts and revenue.
Wow.
That's freaking amazing.
Wow.
So when clients ask, what should we test next? You have a stronger answer. Go to the link in the comments and description to check out Tatari.
How about that ad read? How about that ad read? That's how you do an ad read. Tatari. Swipe up. David Droga bars just dropped.
Yeah, David Droga is now in this next chapter of his career.
Yeah.
Can
we scroll to this fit that he's got?
Yeah, he's got a baseball
Look
cap
at this.
on. He's got a
Oh
cool
my
jacket.
gosh.
He's
Yeah,
happy.
he's out of the game
He's got a
for
little
sure.
scruff right now. He's not shaving every day for the Accenture folks. It seems like he's in the prime of his life right now.
He is. Look at how happy he is.
Yeah, friend of the program, so we can speak candidly, right, Jack?
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
And he's dropping bars now. What's the headline of this article, JR?
Yeah, shout out to LBB.
LBB covered this one. Great. David Droga says agencies secretly like shitty clients as alibi for mediocrity. I mean, it's just fantastic here.
Great take.
And he also speaks to
here we go.
I got my notes here. What does he say? So we're hiding. He says a lot of agencies are hiding behind shitty clients, but he says the solution for these holdcos or really any agency is charge for outcomes.
Oh, wow.
We've heard this conversation before, Jack.
Yeah, I mean, it's not necessarily a new conversation. Easier said than done, in my opinion, Gino. I think everyone wants that, but at the end of the day, I feel like it's kind of hard to define what outcomes lead to what amount of money the agency gets off of that. Because obviously there's a lot of things that go into why sales jump for a business or a brand. It's how much of that can you really say is for
let's look at Tatari, right? We
here we
have
go.
a UTM link, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So when people click on the link from our ad reads, which we do really well for Tatari because they're a great brand,
right?
If they click on the link, it shows that, they clicked on the break entering link. So that's just one probably super simplified version.
We're going to ask Matt and Evan for sure. That's going to be the first question.
I mean, I don't know how the technology works these days, but I feel like the measurement of where the actual conversion came from can be traced back with the cookies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's not impossible.
I guess
right?
we can ask the people that actually do this. But the some of the stuff though, like how can you measure the value of like a Nike ad, a Nike like some like hero spot that drops? Like how can you measure the results of the Nike campaign or ad that dropped right after the Knicks won the championship? Because obviously like that was badass and like everyone talked about it. It's
Well,
but
if you sign like a year-long AOR
Yeah,
or
it would
partnership,
have to be
like,
something like
it's
that.
like how did revenue grow throughout that year? I don't know.
yeah,
but
I think like it would only apply to really where it's like your agency is in it with the marketing team. Like you have it's all one team. So it's like however the marketing team is assessed on the marketing team in general is assessed on their performance. I think you would have to just apply that also if the agency was in. I don't know if you can tell by my hand signals.
You're doing a lot of hand stuff, right?
How it would work. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, nothing better than you get the headline of Droga saying something. I mean, that's going to make the news.
Yeah,
We're
love
gonna talk
seeing
about
that.
it.
And you know, he's supposed to come on the show monthly.
We were talking with him, a concept that we pitched him.
Yeah, Droga's 5.
Droga's 5.
5 minutes with Droga.
That's pretty good. I feel like that's pretty good.
I thought that
and then
was
we hit him with the buzzer right at 5 minutes.
Yeah, and then we kick him off.
And then you kick him off.
Like, that's enough.
That's enough.
That's enough.
Okay, we're good. Okay, got it. Thank you. Gino, should we get on with our first guest?
Let's do it.
Our first guests are the hometown heroes. It's going to be Matt Talbot and Evan Russack. Matt Talbot is the co-founder and chief creative officer. Evan Russack is the co-founder and co-head of account and strategy. Let's give it up for him.
First, we got a quick video to play here. New spot here, beta testers for Domino's. Let's watch what they made while we get the transition going.
They're getting paid $5 to beta test Domino's new app, and so is she. And them. Literally all of you can now get paid just for ordering pizza. Get $5 to use on next week's order when you beta test the new app from Domino's. Domino's just made ordering even better with a brand new app plus an updated tracker. And right now, they'll pay you to beta test them. All you have to do is order some pizza, and you'll get paid $5 towards next week's order from Domino's.
I want to back away from the door.
Oh, who's
sorry.
this?
This is Sparky. I'm now a part-time dog nanny. Oh, sorry. 3 Honolulu Hawaiians for Aunt.
Natalie, is that you?
Dude, I didn't know you moved. What's up? Tiring day in the big red chair. Bye, guys.
Oh, where are you going?
Oh, I'm getting paid to attend a wedding with someone.
Oh,
Nothing scandalous. My shift ends at 9.
are you working?
Yeah, I'm getting paid to beta test Domino's new website.
What?
Every time I order a pizza, I get $5 off next week's order. So excited to pet sit. And just to clarify, how many mice do I feed Sylvia the snake?
Ugh, I need to get my nails done.
Honey, you know I started Natalie's nails a couple months ago. I could do these for you.
All right, here we go. Welcome back. How we doing? We got
Great.
Evan and Matt here right now. Okay, first question. We gotta talk. We just teed it up, but can we get to outcome-based pricing? Let's go. Hardball early. Ooh.
I think some will be able to, some will never be able to. I think most clients have a hard time making advertising not a fixed cost, and the variability is a scary thing to try to sell in. Obviously, if you want your agency to be invested in the business results, it helps to pay them based on that, but it's pretty complicated to figure out. As you said, what is the inputs? What are you actually in control of or not with the advertising? Same side for us. You may do great work, but there's other factors that could affect the business. So it's hard to take a lower fee based on performance-based outcomes if you don't control all those factors. But it's what we strive for with our relationships as an AOR agency.
I like where you were going with it, where you look at what the brand team or marketing team is incentivized on and bonused on, and you make that a one-to-one.
Yeah.
Because then you're all in it together, and then it's not squishy, and then it's defined for them. It's the same definition for you.
Yeah, it'll never be perfect. It's like any function in any business. It's like you could say, oh, well, we did a good job, but the rest of the business sucks, so that's why things aren't going well. Like you could always use that as like an excuse. So you got to find something in the middle ground. Maybe it's like you do like a flat fee, but then there's performance bonuses, things like that.
And then things out of your control, like a breakout, with maybe lettuce or something like that. That's going to affect the business. That's really hampering you. So if you don't have that clause in your contract, then you're really hurting.
Was there anything, I mean, listen, you guys, agency for Domino's, was that anything that you guys had to worry about? I don't know if there's any lettuce on the menu for Domino's.
There's salads, but that comes from somewhere else. So and everything else is oven baked. So we usually, like during COVID or anything else, there's not the same food safety concerns.
Yeah, but like that's kind of wild. I mean, I'm just thinking like you have to think about that. It's
Oh, yeah,
kinda
for
wild.
sure.
You guys are
You have to think about a lot of things.
yeah, for sure. I can imagine. I don't have the brain capacity for that.
Yeah, you do.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're good enough. You're smart.
Gino does too.
Thank you.
great.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Well, we're excited to be here. Thank you again for having us in this
Jeez,
office in
both of
Boulder.
them,
It's
man.
beautiful.
Thank you.
I think people need to know a little bit more about work in progress. So I got some stats here.
Uh-oh.
You've all been named, you've been recognized 5 times at Ad Age's Small Agency Awards, including being named Small Agency of the Year in 2025. So congrats to you guys on that. Stand out twice in 2022 and 2026. And this year, Jack, it's a birthday. It's a very special birthday. We know Niles the Crocodile turns 1, but work in progress is 10.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
baby.
actually Niles the Crocodile did not turn
0.
one.
Right,
It
yeah.
did not turn 1, but that's not the
brain
point.
power is
That's not the
demonstrating
point.
itself right now.
A decade.
Yeah.
And you two and the other 3 partners
Yeah.
have been. It's been the same.
Same team.
What would we call that? A quintuplet?
Yeah, sure.
I wouldn't, but you can.
The brain, the brain trust. So how's it been? A decade? Do you guys hate each other?
But actually, think about it. We started working together in 2010 because
Okay.
it's been more than a decade because we all met at Crispin. So, and that was, roughly January through March that we all started working together. So it's been really 16 years, which is insane. And it kind of bucks the trend, right? It's like, hey, we just met. Do you want to start an ad agency? Where that's how it often has been. And it's more like, hey, we were workmates. We had a similar passion of using creativity to drive sales results, right? We were trying to solve problems. And then we became friends, and then we became business partners. So we took a much different path. So I think really being in the trenches together at a big agency and then becoming friends through that has probably made the transition to becoming business partners much more successful because we've already had plenty of hard conversations along the way. And we also know each other. At this point, we know each other so well that we know we kind of know how a conversation is going to go.
Yeah. Was there a point when you thought that you would start an agency, or was that ever something that you aspired towards?
Not really, not till the end. I took maybe the most convincing leading up to it because I was pretty happy. I was ECD of Domino's and Hotels.com. I was on the younger side and doing well at Crispin, and then
What are you guys laughing at? Older side? Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah. Younger side, older side. You can't tell.
yeah, for me, I was 30 years old, but I don't know.
I was 80.
Yeah. Evan was considering retirement, but we pulled him back. Yeah, so I think I just wanted to become a creative director. That was my goal forever. Then when I achieved it, I'm like, what's next? And then eventually we all started talking, and it sounded exciting, scary, and I always had loved kind of the entrepreneurial side of things, even when I was younger. So it became the best option pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Even when you were younger, you said you had that entrepreneurial spirit. Did you embody that spirit, maybe selling used cars?
Yes, I did.
I want to hear about this.
That is unreal. When I read that you used to be a used car salesman, I didn't even know if those existed. I thought it was just a phrase that people made up at some point.
It was real. It was after college. I didn't know what I was going to do. I graduated from mechanical engineering and finished a couple quarters early, and I needed to make some money while I figured out what I was going to do. So I got a vehicle salesperson license and was buying and selling cars from dealer auctions for the first year or so.
Were you good?
I was okay. It was scary because I was 21 and I was buying like $60,000 cars on a loan, and then every day you don't sell it,
Oh, yeah.
the interest builds up.
Yeah.
So it was a real high wire act for
He
me.
buys and sells all of our cars.
Oh, great. Yeah. In the van outside.
We saw the van out there.
The van outside. That thing is electric. It's not. It's actually gas powered.
it's diesel.
Yeah. Right.
It's diesel and but it's
And then Evan, you were a brewmaster.
Yeah. 10 years in the beer industry.
How do you even? How does it even?
Well, you go to college in Wisconsin and you drink a lot of beer, and then you grow up in a family business that was manufacturing, and those two things combine.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, that seems like it'd be pretty fun. And then I wanted to ski. So I skied 100 days a year and made beer. And then that eventually turned into a career where I did every role in the brewery and then ended with sales and marketing. And so I would do drive-alongs with the distributors. We're an AB house. You're mentioning AB with Cutwater, so I would do sales programs, and then started creating advertising, radio spots out of home, doing that. Like I just put together a freelance creative team, bought the media, and then there was a big agency in Salt Lake that was owned by Euro. It was a Euro agency. They did all the intel inside. They came up with the Bunny Man and the whole campaign, and so they were growing like crazy. And I went from beer to advertising.
Wow. So you found the marketing career through the work, and then you just were like, of all the things that I've done so far at this brewery, this is the thing that I like
Exactly.
the most.
Yeah. And I started like at the bottom, cleaning bottles and filling them, cleaning kegs and filling them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Super fun.
That's wild.
Yeah, it was great.
I believe Boulder has the most breweries, microbreweries per capita than anywhere else in the U.S. Is that true?
I don't know if I can verify that.
Yeah, me
stat,
neither. I kind of made
At
that.
one,
That's a good.
At one point they probably did, but I'm sure another state like Oregon or city, Portland or Washington, maybe.
Okay.
So let's talk about. Agency now, 10 years.
I like the vision.
Yeah.
What do you like about it?
I like that you're intentional. Like the choice to grow, like not to scale for scaling's sake. And I believe you guys have like this, like kind of like a cutoff at a certain amount of employees. Can you tell us more about that?
Supply and demand, right?
That's right, brother. Oh, okay. Well, he said it. I couldn't. He had the.
There was
best
more
line.
supply than demand. Yeah, I think we always were very consistent. We started the agency in 2016 that we didn't want to be that big, 80 people or less, a few AOR clients and some projects. And it was kind of how we worked on Domino's at Crispin. But if we want to be really intentional about what we work on, who we hire, how we treat those employees, you just can't be going for scale or growth for growth's sake. And we liked being hands-on with the business too, which was part of it, versus just scaling and getting further and further removed. And it also means, kind of to Droga's point, like we can be very intentional about what clients we work with. There's no clients to keep the lights on. You don't just win something to get some money and make mediocre work because you're going to make good work on the other clients. Every client matters. The opportunity cost is too high to have a bad client or have a bad relationship. And so it makes everything more focused and everything more intentional.
It like all sounds so great, but I feel like in the beginning it couldn't have been, like you've obviously proven it now over the course of 10 years, but in the beginning, how hard was it to have the restraint to not do something to keep the lights on, knowing like you guys also, you didn't take outside money. So it's all your own money that went into it.
Yeah, we all put a $3,000 check in the pot starting. So we had 6 months to last with no income. For some of us, that was the longest we could go. So it was do or die in that period. So at first, yeah, you're looking what you can get, and you're so optimistic you think you can do great work with anybody at that time. But we were lucky enough to have someone reach out, and we did a pitch for True TV, and it was supposed to be a project, and we won it as a 1-year contract shortly after, and made really great work with them. So we've never really been in a position where we had to settle or say, oh, this is just the client we can get in the door, so let's do it. I think we were pretty committed from the beginning that this is how we were going to run the agency. And if we can't do good work together, it doesn't click, it's just not going to make sense, because that's going to keep us from winning something else.
And we said no early on to an opportunity before that pitch where it just wasn't right. It didn't fit our vision. And so I think that I remember that discussion. I mean, that was an intense discussion because it was someone we knew, so we felt like we had a good in to potentially win it. And then that just set the stage for us to really scrutinize every opportunity and debate it. And there's a thing about like, in those situations, you sort of get emotional about it. So you have to strip the emotion away and just be functional. So to do that, you have to have a list of like qualifiers, right? So like for us, it's always sort of been about 30 or 50 million in media or more, right? Is it a household brand name? Can I say the brand and someone knows it? Are they aligned to our philosophy and the work we want to do? Has there been something Matt always asks about? Has there been a leadership change in the marketing department, or is it the same team who wants to do the same work? So we have a list of things that we go through to take the emotion out of it and make it more of a functional discussion, to be like, does this meet any of our requirements or not? And then it becomes a lot easier to punt that and not be like, well, maybe we should do it.
Yeah.
That's when you get in trouble.
Well, I feel like you guys now probably people would most know work in progress for the Domino's account. Can we hear the story? Can we hear how you got that? Because I feel like Domino's like massive company. It almost, people might be surprised to learn that their creative agency is work in progress, based in Boulder, 80 people or less, no matter what. So can we talk about
Beautiful
how you got that?
refresh too.
Thank you.
Beautiful
brand.
refresh.
Beautiful refresh. The nose.
It's a team effort. Whatever it is. Yeah.
The boxes are great, by the way. I do feel like the boxes, they've got their own flair to it. I see people holding Domino's boxes, and I think of all of you.
In New
I
York?
want you.
Yeah.
It's pretty popular in New York. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
There's like 18, 20 locations in the New York area. It crushes. So, yeah, I mean, obviously we had the pre-existing relationship after working on the business for a long time. We won the Jimmy John's business a couple of years into starting the agency, which made kind of a clear comparison of they were a delivery food business. We were doing work that was relevant to Domino's in a way. So we kept on their radar because we were putting out work that was compelling. And so the good news was we all wanted to get it right away. I'm sure like when you walk out the door, it would have been the worst thing. When you're just starting, you don't have the infrastructure set up. You're not built to handle something of that scale. And so it kind of all happened the way it was meant to, in the sense that there was a time to, renew contract on the other side. We had been making good work for Jimmy John's that was relevant for delivery and the landscape with third party and stuff these days. And so we were able to have an opportunity to chat and say, would we want to work together? And there was a change in leadership on Jimmy John's side, which we weren't seen as eye to eye anymore. So it kind of dovetailed together. And what was really special with a lot of the people here is ultimately when we got the account, we've been able to build kind of the all-star team of past and present people on Domino's that worked on it when we weren't there, worked on it when we were there, and then obviously a bunch of amazing people that have joined us since that never worked on it before. So we were able to build this awesome team, super dedicated to Domino's, and we've been working together since end of 2020 now, and we're going through it into next year. So, and we do 3-year contracts, and
That's what's up.
yeah,
That's what's
it's
up.
pretty amazing.
That's a good idea. Good 3-year contract.
Yeah.
Like dating would be.
Oh!
I'm just saying.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like
that.
sponsors.
No, that's that too. That would.
guys
A
don't
3-year
have a
contract
contract
with
with
someone
each
you
other?
date?
Yeah. You go through your contract and then you review it.
Ellie's trying to get your opinion.
Yeah. He's like, stop with the.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
a
and
3-minute contract.
I am curious because you have something that's really interesting here at Work in Progress. You have a Work in Progress fund where each employee is given $1,500 a year to apply being a work in progress. So, like money to better yourself, correct?
Exactly.
So I want to ask you two, and it's okay if you don't have the answer. We'll open up to the crowd. What's been one of the most interesting uses of the $1,500 that you've seen recently?
Well, someone learned to fly.
Someone learned how to fly.
Yeah, which I thought was super
Is that
cool.
person in the?
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
Did you do it? Can we get her to talk about it for a
I mean,
second?
geez, do you want to
You
come
wanna
up and
come
talk
on-
about it?
talk
Come on
about it?
down.
Fly on in here.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, here we go.
So learn to fly. Flying right now.
So can you just tell us your name, your role, and then is it true? Like that you learned how to fly?
My name is Celeste, and I'm an art director, and it is true.
Amazing. And do you fly often?
Not so
work.
much right now, but yeah, I am still learning.
Still learning to fly.
You're a work in progress.
A work in progress.
That's right. That's
Amazing. Well, thank you for sharing that. That's awesome. That's awesome.
my father is big in the Microsoft Flight Simulator. I bet if he heard that answer, he'd be like, "Oh, me and her, one and the same." He's flying 747s
Yeah.
cross country.
That's awesome that you
Totally.
guys do this though. And
It's a rare situation as an adult to have fun money because it's use it or lose it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like, and we basically don't say no to any request.
Yeah.
I think people have realized that. But you know,
You have to say what you're going to use it for.
Yes.
oh yeah, you have to get it approved,
Yeah.
and you have to
Blackjack.
write a story about how you'll use it, and then we share it back out. But there's been, gymnast things, equipment, roller skating, avalanche school, a bunch of amazing things.
What would
So,
you do? What would you use it for?
Yeah,
I did that. That's what I did.
how to start an avalanche.
Oh my god.
No, it's avalanche
Hey,
safety.
guys,
so-
come on.
Yeah.
I would probably do like a boxing class or something like that. I think that'd
really?
be interesting.
Yeah.
Is that legal?
You're a fighter?
I think so.
No, I'm not, but I want to.
I'd be worried about how it might
Self-defense.
affect your progress for the agency, depending on how bad you are at it and how many hits you take. But I like it.
Totally. Get
Yeah.
knocked out a couple
Yeah,
times and
totally.
lose some more
Yeah,
brain
exactly.
cells.
I would
Neck down.
counter that and say he could protect the agency.
That's what.
Great counter.
Yes.
Literally a great
Yeah.
counter. Yeah, come on. Dude, you're
You
crushing
too. I
it.
know you too.
Yeah.
Look at this over here. It's cooking over
Yeah.
here. I would take the money, and I've always wanted to
run.
coach. I've always wanted to coach a middle school basketball team and bring them to glory. So I would fund training. So I'd bring in. Like,
You're
a
going to
real
buy your
trainer.
way into a
Yeah,
middle
I
school.
would use it for NIL money
Yeah.
and then pay the tuition of someone that's like outside of the school zone.
Yeah.
And they'd be our ringer, and then
Yeah.
we'd win the championship.
Okay. Sounds little sus.
Basketball or no?
Well, I don't know if you heard at the top of the show, but I actually had a prolific high school basketball career that only comes up every once in a while.
Shooting guard? What were you?
Yeah, as a shooting guard.
I could tell.
What did you hoop?
Me? No.
Well, that was Matt Talbot and Evan Russack.
You want to do the ad?
Oh yeah, we got a quick ad read. Evan.
Oh, for real?
Evan's gonna do a quick ad read.
Which one are we
for
doing here? Tracksuit here.
Which one is it?
This is going to be right here.
You get paid on performance.
That's right.
This episode's brought to you by Tracksuit. Look, we all know this is an ad, right? Before your eyes and ears glaze over, answer one question. When's the last time your strategy was based on current data?
This morning.
Jack? When was the last time? Most
well-
brands tracking runs on last year's numbers. Tracksuit doesn't. It's continuous brand health data, awareness, consideration, perception, updated every month. So you never bringing a static deck to a live conversation. You get real live time data that we're
That's
talking
right,
about.
yeah, that's right.
So we're always of the moment. Think of it as your GPS, right? Not your rear view mirror, right?
right.
Stop looking in the past.
Yep.
Wait, what do I do?
It shows you exactly where you stand before you make your next move.
Tracksuit,
up and running in 30 days at gotracksuit.com.
Nice. There we go.
All right, come on.
Got Tracksuit, work in progress. Thank you so much for having us here.
We're gonna slide through.
Amazing.
We're gonna slide through.
You guys crushed it.
I will say the next part of the show is our Zoom interviews.
Yes.
Which isn't necessarily the best live in real life viewing experience, because you just listen to us ask questions. So I just want everyone that's in the audience, we love if you do stay, but also
Don't feel
nobody's
free.
gonna get mad. Nobody's gonna get mad
Yeah.
or sad if you're like, wow, I just listened to them say a question every 7 to 8 minutes. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways,
thank you all.
Thank you all so much. But our next guest, it's Stephen Martell and Jason Kreher, who are, Stephen is the Chief Innovation Officer at Dayan, and Jason Kreher is the Chief Creative Officer at Dayan. We're going to talk about experiential marketing.
Yeah, we are.
It's hot right now. Let's bring him in. Oh, we're going to bring him in a second, but they
Yeah.
just won Experiential Small Agency of the Year, Gino.
Yeah, absolutely, Jack. I mean, so many questions right now. With AI slop, proliferation of content, we are craving IRL. Simple equation.
Yeah, people
So-
want community. People yearn for community, but the marketers yearn for understanding if going all in on IRL is gonna work. And then, like, how do you measure it? You know, because
Right.
I think about it. I go to something that's cool. You know, I think about like the Instacart threw a free concert with Third Eye Blind, invited a bunch of people. I had a blast, and everyone there had a great association with Instacart. But then you're like, okay, how did that actually impact things?
Yeah.
Can we measure it? Because of course, every brand wants to do cool stuff, but it only keeps happening. if
My
you can measure it.
prediction is going to be, they're going to say it has to be, they're going to say it has to be like consistent. Like you can't just do one a year and call it a day. We do one big thing that barely breaks through. So I think they're going to say you got to keep these tentpole moments going, those multiple breakthrough moments in order to show that ROI, Jack.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah, we're gonna bring them in here in a second.
Any other
but yeah.
stories we want to talk about, Jack?
Yeah, I actually did have a story I want to talk about. Premier League new campaign just dropped. So the Premier League, this is really interesting because we saw, I think the MLS had their campaign to try and we were talking about how
Riding the wave.
of the World Cup. And honestly, this is a kind of a shot from the Premier League. The whole campaign is aimed at getting Americans to watch the Premier League.
Yeah.
They're coming into our domain, and they're grabbing the Americans and they're saying, watch the Premier League, it's better than the MLS.
Yeah.
They're not saying that in the campaign, but that's the thing.
The thing is, though, it's true.
Right.
It's true.
I think of our friends that are big into soccer.
They're waking up early
They're watching the Premier League.
and they're watching the Premier League.
Yeah.
They have that advantage, and now they're just trying to capitalize on Americans that just got hyped up from the World Cup here. Let's get them to watch the Premier League. This was made by an agency that is so good at sports marketing directly.
Yeah, they're
Jack.
legit.
You know, over there in Portland, Oregon. They know what they're doing. 2-minute spot, too. They're not rushing through.
And fun fact, I think it looked very familiar. I'm like 99% sure that they shot it in the Bowery. I believe that they shot it in the Bowery.
It looked very similar that they shot it right by where we live. And a little hurt that they don't hit us up. For that type of stuff.
They had to know that we lived there, right?
Yeah. My suspender's a little loose, Jack. You didn't even give me a heads up.
No, you're good. You're good. Do we want to bring them in? All right, we're bringing them in. Here we go.
All right.
We got Steven and Jason. Oh, here we go. I think we're gonna go audio only for this one. Jason, Steven, how are you guys doing? Oh, it's great. I feel great. Obviously, look great. Well, listen, we're excited to chat with you guys. How does it feel? First off, small agency, experiential agency of the year.
Staggering. What about you, Steve?
Yeah, it feels incredible. It's it feels like it's been a while to arrive, but it's awesome to get the recognition for sure.
Oh, I can only imagine, and I feel like you guys have been on this for a while. Just the idea of like experiential. What do you think? What's like the big reason? Why do you think you guys won? Are there campaigns that you're pointing to specifically, or just the whole body of work? Would love to hear like what your entry kind of looked like.
I think a big part of it is like experientials kind of growing up and being taken seriously as like something that you would use in your marketing mix to have effective creative work that solves business problems. I'm new today on about a year and a half, but this has been going on for about 10 years. And the clients certainly seem to know, and it really does seem like the industry is kind of waking up. You guys, tipped on it earlier. Everybody's sick of their screens. Everybody's sad. Everybody's curled up under their bed. And the minute you get outside and have an actual connection, it's valuable. So I think the work that Deon's been doing is the same, but the ability to measure it, which we'll talk about in a minute, and the ability for it to be like aggressively effective is also showing up. And so that kind of work is being recognized. It was really nice to watch those guys get excited about us and give us a little point trophy they give. You know what I'm talking about?
No, yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like is it the one that looks like Tars from Interstellar?
100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think the big conversation, right? Like we're fortunate to live in New York City, which seems like the brand activation capital of the world. And sometimes we get a little sick of it, but that's okay. That's a different story. But I'm just curious, like, how do you guys on the agency side or the brand side, how are you measuring the results on these like in-person activations? Because we see them, sometimes they're up for like half a day, sometimes it's 2 days, sometimes it's the whole month they're doing a takeover of a storefront in New York City. How do you measure this stuff? What are you guys seeing from your side of things?
We've I think in the last decade it's been a progression. We started by just measuring the attendance and engagement, and if there's something interactive, what people were doing. And we were sitting there like, I think it was about 18 months ago. We looked at all this data and we're like, there's got to be something more to it. We had, I think like more than any other form of advertising and marketing, experiential gets plagued with this like, it was cool, it's vibey, it's, The story I always tell is like we did this incredible virtual concert during COVID, and the brand manager couldn't get on the internet at the location they were at, and we're just like, this was not a very great show, but it had nothing to do with the concert. That was the internet. So I think what we took that we decided that like maybe there's something more to it. Every other form of marketing has KPIs. It's got ways of measuring, it's got cost per market, all that stuff. So we did the largest study, commissioned an independent partner, got a third party to accredit it, and spent the last year taking all of that, putting it into a nationally representative study across 13 categories like beauty and automotive and luxury and all that stuff. And out of it, we got the first predicted return on investment model for experiential. It can be taken as seriously as social and paid now.
So it's like this, I don't even know like how they do any of this stuff in terms of measurement. It's like a world that just I don't understand. So it just takes in, I imagine, all the different data inputs of like still looking at attendance and then measuring like how those attendees are impacted by the brand. I guess I'm just curious, like what are those inputs at a high level?
Yeah, this is all going to sound super obvious because you had just mentioned, Gino, you were saying like being in New York, it's just like second nature to see, that abandoned corner has now got something else. It's got something else in it. What's interesting is it's what happens not just during the event, but what happens after. Mm-hmm. So like, look at three things. Look at like most people, and just like what Gina said in New York, there are things that you do not want to experience, like unwanted text messages or spam, right? So there's a level of advertising that sort of touches this. Like I would rather anything else happen this morning than do that. Then there's this, and when we went out and we sort of measured is experiential avoid. Do people even like it? And yes, they do. They really love it. It's like it's the least avoided form of marketing. Mm-hmm. And then we look at like what happens when you're at the event. Do you actually like going to this experience? Who goes to experiences? What do they do when they're there? Then we found out a ton of stuff around that. Like, what do they buy stuff, or do they all of that? All the things you might expect because you're going to an event from a brand. You're getting the shirt, you're buying the thing, you're getting the photo, whatever it is. And then we measured for months after. Do you remember it? Right, which I think is the point of everything that we do in marketing, right? That's the whole purpose of the industry, is to drive consideration so that people, when they get to the store, go to the shelf or go online, that they're able to reach out and buy the product that you're hoping they get. And compared to everything else, and in additive to everything else, that is, I think, the single most largest thing that we discovered, is that it's memorable for months.
That's
and
so
true.
That. Yeah.
So it's like you can draw upon it. You can draw upon a concert or a wine tour or a Coca-Cola brand activation. We don't work with them, so it's not a conflict here. But it's like you can do any of that, and you'll remember it for months. And the little key that was, and I'm rambling here because I'm the only person you'll ever meet who gets pumped about this stuff. But it's that anyone you tell will remember it in the same detail as you. Mm-hmm. So it's not just like, oh, you had 700 people go to an event. It's that everyone they told can recall it, and that's wild. Right? Like I can't recall the digital ad that displayed for me while I was getting in here today and describe it to Jason, and we just, talk about it. So there's something interesting there.
Yeah. I found myself I'm a champion for that brand now. And even if I don't use it, and there's we've been to even some beauty products that
they gave
I don't
me something. Yeah, they gave us something and the experience.
And now I defend them.
Right.
If I had a good time, and I enjoyed that experience,
for sure.
I'm fighting for it.
Because at this point in my career of leaving my apartment, I'm like, if I don't have a good time, I'm never doing that thing ever again. If I do have a good time, it's a big deal. I make a big deal about it. My time is precious.
So would you say then, it's important to do it right? If you're going to do a brand activation, you guys spend the dough, or execute appropriately. Because if you don't, and you make Jack have a bad time, he won't like the brand.
Yeah.
Is this something that you guys are considering?
No, we think you can do it badly, and it's going to. No, I'm just kidding. I think that's the part of why I'm at this place. These guys have built a legacy of craft and paid attention to stuff, but I think it expands what you can do to get people's attention and make you like them. Like Steve was, going on about this is such a deep, crazy study. It's more than most political polls in terms of how hard we went into making sure this was real. But there's just these little factoids, and you just said it, Gino. But it's now measured. Not only people love it, the vibes are cool, great. People avoid your other advertising at an X factor that is crazy. Mm-hmm. You saw that thing, or you saw somebody post about that thing, or you heard somebody tell you they saw a post about that hairball. Whatever level the stunt is at, if it is creative and interesting and memorable and people find value in it, then they're going to let you in when you do the more hardcore, programmatic stuff, or here's a commercial now, or it like takes down these barriers. So we have these sort of businessy phrases that are, I got to be honest, this is the biggest thing that happened to me in the rooms to try to sell wild creative stuff is like, you do understand if at this level, if we do something memorable, all of your marketing mix goes like that.
Right.
You have people quoting your stuff less. You have people clicking on your stuff more. You have like, it's not just brand sentiment, cutesy. I love them. It's like, I will now let you into my world because you gave me something of value in a life connection. And I think the craziest one for me is how it spreads now. Like, you know, you see something that hits, I'm going to see it 11 times. Even if I'm in marketing, somebody else that's not is going to see it 3. And that just keeps this sort of cycle going. So the more that we get in these rooms with people that love the idea, we all know that these things can be cool, but now we have this sort of tangible, this is how it can like not only help all the rest of your stuff, here's how it can be a profit center for you. It's like, it's wild. And look, I'm just in this for the creative, to be honest. Don't tell anybody I said that. But like, the more you can do these wild, brand new frontier things with big business problems to solve, that's why this is like, I feel this like engine is going, and you're going to start to see stuff that's like, oh, the brand was what they did in real life. Everything else is like an iteration of that. The thing's flipped. The idea's flipped, and that's why I'm all riled up here in Portland at 9 o'clock in the morning.
So wait, so Steven, like I want the pitch to brands, like, do you think that the pitch is getting easier now because you're able to kind of prove some of this stuff? And also it's like there's more crazy experiential happening. So it's like on one hand it's more competitive because more brands are doing it. And then on the other hand, like there's still a little bit of convincing that I feel like has to take place if you're a brand that's never done something that's a big experiential activation.
Yeah, I think that when it comes to, you know, this expanded competition or more attention to experience, it's only a net good thing, right? Like if in real life is what people want to do, then brands and the marketers behind them doing that is awesome. I think the disconnect comes where we have, like, if you think of it, event marketing is part of marketing, but often the folks doing that have a whole other world that they've been operating in since they began their career. They're just looking at attendance. They're looking for buzz. The word stunt comes up often because that's the metric that they can point to, because everything else in advertising is measuring reach and impressions rather than sales.
Yeah.
So it sort of aligns to like the mothership a little easier. And I think what's interesting being in the room is that there's two things. There's people who just don't believe that this is a fact, like that we have facts of a study that are accredited by like a big third party person, like body that does this for a living. And then the reality that will it take away from the creativity? Because and this is what, you know, what Jason was just saying, which is no. I think the reason why there's this shyness towards data and KPIs when it comes to creativity is just the way that creative, the measurement for all of these things has nothing to do with the creativity, except in experiential. Everything we measured in terms of memory or in terms of what you experienced when you're on site or who you told or what you shared, all of that's related to the creative experience that you have and the story being told. There's not a single CPM metric that talks about creativity. So I think that's like, if it's anything, it provides the confidence in the ideas, you know, in an objective way, which hasn't everyone been waiting for that forever?
Yeah.
Because everyone is as gifted as Jason at convincing people that are crazy ideas is worth doing. But it is also this other end where the people that then implement the idea are accountable to something, and they can put their, like, they're not guessing. It's a little less guessing.
Yeah.
And I think that's the story. You know, it's like, hey, we can predict what's going to happen, and we're going to stick with you while you do it. And yeah, that crazy idea is going to make the difference.
That's amazing.
I want to, my last thing for Jason, because I thought it's interesting to hear that, like, the correlation with experiential of creativity to performance sounds like you're making the case that it's closely correlated, as opposed to, like, you make a TV commercial that's super creative, but there's other factors. It's not as correlated to creativity with performance. Can you, like, explain that maybe a little bit more from your perspective, Jason, on the correlation?
in terms of, I'm sorry, the question is correlating creativity more to.
Yeah, like it seems like with experiential, you can kind of have a closer correlation. Like if it is crazy, if it is insane, if it's a really creative idea, you kind of know that it will get more reach, more impressions, more engagement, more people in the funnel because it's a real life thing. People are going to talk about it more as opposed to like a TV commercial.
Yeah. Well, I got to be honest. It's like, this is new territory because the eyes are turning towards this as an effective thing. It feels like it's always been a nice to have or haha, we did it, we found some money. And the more that we talk about this as like a legitimate place where you can solve business problems, I think that's my thing. Is like, look back at other stuff. People don't look at these creative things through the lens of solving a business problem. It's been a minute for me since I just wanted to do something funny. Like, I want this to work. And I think that it's like, the more that we focus around, is this gonna solve, what is the problem and what is the goal? And it's like, and when I'm confident with that, that's when I've done my wildest work, because you know your clients are on board, you know they'll find the money, and you know at the end of it they're going to look at you and be like, not only was that awesome, that worked for us. You know what? KFC, Old Spice, all these ones that do the wildest shit were based on the most rigorous KPIs and like goals. And I really think that this is where I get excited about this, is like, I'm not just doing, like, anybody can think of a cool stunt.
Yeah.
This is advertising. It's not art for stunt's sake. And so you can unlock these like budgets and problems to solve in a whole new world. Like, the bar's low, to be honest. People doing unbelievable shit at great budget levels, you haven't seen much of it. And the minute we start showing like, that is actually the new manifesto video, doing some huge thing that people have heard of, think is the ethos of your brand, and now we'll figure out how to do little videos of it, or we could do a little Super Bowl commercial based on this incredibly effective insight we had in real life. That's when we got like flipping the pyramid. It's like, I grew up at Wyden where you learn how to spot an idea that would travel. Spotting idea that will travel, but executing it in real life is where it's like, that's next. And yeah.
It's exciting.
Love it.
Steven, Jason, thank you both so much
You're
for
leading
joining
the way.
show. Excited to hear.
Where can we
more
find
to
this
come.
study? Can we get this online? Is this
Yeah, let's
something
get the
we can
study.
link
Yeah,
to?
we threw it up on the website. You can check it out at dayon.com.
Golden.
Just
Thank you.
scroll down, easy to find. Yeah. Thanks a lot,
Thank you. I
guys.
want to make sure people read that.
Love it. Thank you both so much. Enjoy the rest of your days. Steven and Jason from Dayon, thank you so much.
Always a pleasure, gentlemen. Thanks for having us.
You guys, thank you.
We'll see you. We're going to bring in Rich North in about 30 seconds.
Yes.
Rich North, freelancer and New Yorker cartoonist. But first, listen up. I want to talk about IAB Creator Fronts. If you're in marketing, media buying, or anything creator economy, mark your calendar right now. This is free. It's a free event. September 15th in New York City, IAB is running IAB Creator Fronts. It's the first ever upfront style event built entirely around creators. This is where brands, agencies, and the platforms actually driving commerce and culture right now show you how creator-led strategy is running the whole funnel. If you're making media investment decisions this year, it's the room to be in before those decisions get made. This is innovation. You want to do something new. This is the place to do it. September 15th, New York City, IAB Creator Fronts. Go check it out.
It's free.
We love free stuff. We love Rich North. We're going to bring in Rich North right now to talk about being a freelancer as well as a New Yorker cartoonist. Rich, welcome to the show.
For free. No, I'm kidding.
Wait, is that I mean, I don't even know where to begin. We're really excited for this, Rich.
How does one even get the job of New Yorker cartoonist, Rich?
I don't know. I think I think that you are scrambling trying to figure out what you want to do, and then your wife says, "Why don't you just do that?" Since you always talk about doing it, and then you do it. I think there's so much of that is like, well, why wouldn't I just send some stuff in and try?
Oh yeah. Is there like an application process, or you just send in what you like your best stuff? How much you send in? Like, how did it work for you?
They have an online platform that you can send in. You can send in a whole bunch of stuff, and they say, like this many a month you can send in, all that. And it takes a while for them to get back to you. If they get back to you, the thing about the New Yorker that's really interesting is that, like, even when you're accepted in and you've sold something, you don't really hear if you don't sell something. Like, there's just nothing. So it's kind of this process of, like, you send it in, you hope you hear back, and if you don't hear back, then you just assume that you sold nothing.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's actually kind of, yeah, it's like I don't mind it. There's kind of like a lack of communication, and they don't want to tell you what to do as an artist or a creative, and you okay, great.
Interesting. How do you feel about that? Do you appreciate that? Because I can imagine in the freelance, in the advertising creative career, there is a lot of maybe railguards or brief points
lot
or
of feedback,
messaging, feedback, all of that. It's got to be very interesting for you to live on both sides of the spectrum.
It is, especially being somebody that has been a, creative director for a long time, or just an art director, or just a whatever, being deployed. You want to give the feedback, and sometimes you want to write back to them and say like, hey, what if I just changed the smile on that, or changed the line on that? And they don't really want to tell you what to do. So it's interesting. It's kind of it is kind of like an ego thing where you're like, Fridays is when you hear back, you're kind of like, well, I didn't hear anything. Maybe they fell asleep and they'll write me tomorrow.
Yeah.
So like sometimes dinner with your family is like a little quiet because you're like, I had a really great batch this week. Well, like, am I gonna hear back?
Yeah, I mean, it's Gino and I were talking about earlier. Gino was saying it's got to be one of the best creative exercises you can go through. Is working on this, right? Like it's got to be so fun.
Yeah, I imagine you guys totally get it, that it's like it's yours, and when you're in advertising, and I've been in it for more than half my life, that you're like everybody gets an opinion, and it's kind of nice to not have an opinion. It's either yes or no, and then they send you an email that just says okay, like dot k dot, and sold, and then you send them the final one a couple days later.
Oh my goodness. When did you start doing this?
I started a couple years ago. I was 2 years ago. We wanted a little adventure, so we moved to Lisbon.
Love Lisbon.
And yeah, we were there for like a couple of years. I saw you on the socials with that. And it was one of those things where I was like underneath their red bridge, and we're from San Francisco for the last couple decades. And I was doing like a project, and I was just sitting there kind of like, well, like here I am doing the same thing on the other side of the world. Why wouldn't I just try something different?
Totally. And I mean, all of this on top of an acclaimed advertising career. I mean, you got Super Bowl ads, Cannes Lions. I'm looking at multiple Cannes Lions under your belt, D&ADs, one show. You're highly awarded in this. And now you're a freelancer. I can already predict your answer. Being a cartoonist helps your advertising life, and then advertising might help your cartoonist life. But like in your words, what does it mean to have this side project to help your day-to-day freelance job?
The way things are moving in advertising is everything's getting so fast that like you have a presentation due, and then you get all the information, and you have to cram it in. You have to put it in as fast as possible in 4 or 5 hours into a deck, and it's a shared deck, and everybody has all this stuff that sometimes you forget that you're actually a creative. Sometimes you have to do all this stuff that you're like, wait, what am I? Am I a machine that's just putting the stuff in? Am I a machine that's just churning things out? And it's really hard, like to stay fresh and creative and keep your mind going. And so I think for me, it's this thing that like kind of has this like, right, like keep your brain going, keep looking at the world differently, keep sitting there while you're on the subway and trying to come up with something silly that you wouldn't have an opportunity when you're building a deck.
Yeah. JR, can we show some of his cartoons on his website too?
Yeah, we got
it pulled up.
You
can't see it, Rich.
We got to talk about, obviously you remember it, but I think the one that caught my eye most recently is this the line to storm the castle or for the viral froyo? And you got the people outside the castle here lined up. Looks like they're about to storm the castle, and someone has to come up and ask, is it for the viral froyo or for the storm the castle?
These are great.
So something like that. I mean, can we just talk, like, I don't know. It's obviously such a simple idea, but like, I want to
you're doing the art and the copy on this too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it helps to work with good writers for decades.
So can we talk about that? Like your process maybe on how you go to come to an idea like this, or is it just like it hits you in the middle of the night?
It's one of those things that like sometimes for me anyways, I don't know where it comes from. So you sit there and you might have an idea for an image, like one of the other ones that was on my website is like a person pushing a stroller with a turkey in it. And I was like, I like that image. And I just kept writing lines and writing lines and writing lines, and then it hit me while I was walking through the park one day, like, oh, I'll do that. And I just don't know where they come from sometimes. I think that the creative brain is a little bit mysterious, even for the people coming up with stuff that you're like, I don't know where it's going to come from. It could come from a bus driving by, it could come from waiting in line for froyo, it could come from something else. And it's just kind of fun to do it. Really, I really couldn't say I have a great process. I write everything down. And yeah, I hope it works out. And usually it doesn't.
That's the beauty. That's the beauty of it.
Good.
I guess my last question is, your advice maybe for people, younger creatives, people in the industry trying to figure out how to figure out their creative process or their identity as a creative. What would be your big piece of advice to them?
Never be embarrassed. Like just try it, throw it out there. We're not supposed to be ashamed. We're supposed to be creative. We're supposed to put stuff out in the world and say, what do you think? And then if somebody says, I don't like it, you're like, that kind of hurts. But hey, you know what? Like, let's move on. Like, just don't stop trying. Like, I think trying is the most important thing that you could ever do is keep working at it. And I'm not the most talented art director nor most talented cartoonist, but I think I've gotten enough things out in the world only because I don't want to stop.
It's beautiful. You just try. Never be embarrassed, Gino.
Yeah.
I love
Never
it.
be embarrassed.
Never be embarrassed. I get embarrassed.
Except for that one thing that I did at the Viceroy. But
Of course. Well, we won't talk about that.
we won't
all
bring
know
that up.
about
We
it,
know.
but won't.
Everyone was talking about it
Yeah.
behind your back, by the way. We won't bring it up,
Yeah.
though, Rich. Don't worry.
Rich, it's so nice to meet you.
to
Wishing
meet
you
you.
all the best and sell as many cartoons as possible. This next batch is going to be a home run for you. I'm just putting that out in the world for you.
I'm gonna start putting Gino and Jack and everything and see what happens.
Oh, that's exciting. Well, yeah,
New
I like
characters.
the little Easter egg.
Yeah,
don't mind
I like
that
the
one
sponsored
bit.
cable one.
Yeah,
cartoon
Dave's
you got.
discount cable. This is great.
That's so good.
All right, well, Rich, thank
best
you
of
so
luck.
much.
Thanks, guys.
That was Rich North, New Yorker cartoonist and freelancer.
I loved it.
I love that. I just, there's nothing like it. It's very, it almost like cleanses the soul.
Yeah.
To hear about that curation process that he was talking about. Just, it's either a yes or a no.
Yeah. Can I get a zoom in on my camera here? I want to say this episode is brought to you by Tracksuit. Listen, we all know this is an ad.
Oh.
Before your eyes and ears glaze over, though, answer one question. When was the last time your strategy was based on current data? Most brand tracking runs on last year's numbers. Tracksuit doesn't. It's continuous brand health data. That's awareness, consideration, perception. It's updated every single month. So you're never bringing a stagnant deck to a live conversation. Think of it as your GPS, not your rear view mirror. Shows you exactly where you stand before you make your next move. Tracksuit, it's up and running in 30 days at gotracksuit.com.
Well, that was the live show live from Work in Progress here in Boulder, Colorado. Incredible stuff, incredible people. Excited for the rest
The whole
of the day.
week, the week's done.
Yeah, I know. I do feel like I'm in a time vortex.
Yeah.
I don't know what today is. Today is
Thursday.
Thursday.
No live show tomorrow, but we're back Tuesday, 12 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah. Your thoughts on Denver, Gino?
Denver,
and
Boulder.
Colorado.
Oh,
in
it's
general.
nice. It's nice.
Isn't it nice?
It's really nice. I can see myself here. I look at these mountains, Jack. I'm just reminded there's bigger things than advertising,
I disagree, but I appreciate
which
your
helps
opinion on
you
that.
then create better advertising.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's
It's a
the
classic.
mindset you have to have. You
it's,
have to leave the audience feeling.
It's like in the movie Forgetting Sarah Marshall, the one guy's character,
Never seen
Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd's character, where he's teaching, what's his name?
Jason
Segel.
Segel.
Yeah, how to surf, and he's like,
You got to ride the wave.
try less. He's like, well, try a little bit harder. That's how it feels like hearing from these people that are creatives. It's like, don't try so hard, but you should also try.
Yeah, you should also try.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Denver Boulder area here?
I'm a fan. You drive around, you have some space, there's some open land, which is a different thing for me. I'm used to New York City, the hustle and bustle. I haven't really explored much?
No, we haven't. We did a nice little drive though in Denver.
Love the drive. I love the weather here it's so sunny.
See, my thing is, if I move to a city, it's for work.
That's right, bro.
I'm not leaving the office.
It's like for war.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
you're a
my
trained
mentality.
mercenary.
It seems like the employees, they actually have lives.
Must be nice.
Must be nice.
Well, that was
Like
a live
skiing,
show.
I've never skied before.
Thank you
I'd
all
break
so
my,
much.
I'd break my leg or something like that.
Yes.
And I'll tell you what, maybe fly fishing I would try out if I lived here.
Anything else?
That's all I got, Jack.
That's all he's got. All right. That was the live show. We're back Tuesday, noon Eastern time, back in the New York City HQ. If you missed the episode, rewind. We'll post it on YouTube. Follow Breaking and Entering on everything.
Go check out Work in Progress's website too.
Yeah.
Tell them B&E sent you.
All right. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.